real right now.
Mr. DL.
222 222. Who's off? I could just lose your mind.
Yes, we are here, episode 77 of the Danger Zone podcast, and we got Big Shook back in the building.
Yeah, due to circumstances, man, I had to step in the neighborhood, But I mean, hey, it is what it is. We here, episode 77.
77.
That's my number.
With, myself, Big Shug.
Mr. DL.
And Chef Tanya Nicole. Welcome back, everybody.
You know what I'm saying? And, if you want something chefed up, that's on you. Anyway, so what's good? What's good this week, man? What's good, period?
I told you earlier that my mom gave me the first subject for the Danger Zone podcast this week.
Let's see if we're on that
She
page.
called me and she asked me about Tupac.
Yes, we're on that.
So you're on that, yeah?
As far as if it's about them going to his house.
Yeah, they raided someone in Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't go to his house. They went to...
Well, you know what I mean.
Somebody's house.
They went to somebody's house.
But the murderer.
Was it the murderer or the driver? Who was it?
I believe it's the murderer.
Oh, well, the rumor was, I mean, this isn't a court of law or anything.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, the rumor was that Baby Lane did it because he was the guy Tupac beat up in the hotel lobby, and then that was just the word on the street, not necessarily factual information. But it's interesting to see what'll come for this. 27 years later, what a fucking... That's people get hired and retire in that amount of time in the police force.
Yep, have kids, smack them up. Kids grow up older and smack them back up. It's a lot that happens in them years. But basically, it's detectives carried out a search at the home in Henderson, a suburb of Las Vegas, where Shakur was gunned down in September 1996. Las Vegas Metropolitan Police did not provide further details on the search, citing the ongoing investigation into his murder. You think, buddy?
They can't talk about it because it's ongoing.
So what the hell?
27 years
come
ongoing.
on, talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Shakur was 25 when he was killed. No arrests have been made, and no suspects are currently in custody.
Yeah, so I think they went and they grabbed some sort of computer equipment or something that...
Yes, it's the home that was searched is less than 20 miles from the Las Vegas Strip where Shakur was shot.
Yeah.
The police can confirm a search warrant was served in Henderson, Nevada on July 17th this year as a part of our ongoing Tupac Shakur homicide investigation. We will have no further comment at this time, so they say.
Yeah.
It's a case that's gone unsolved, and hopefully one day we can change that, he told the newspaper. Maybe, it's like this, man. As so much stuff has changed, and as far as technology and things like that, dude, you can find out what's going on. I don't know if it's being dragged or whatever the case may be, but, I'm still curious like the next man. And yeah, so what does it provide? Maybe closure if they arrest whoever,
100%.
But he might be in jail already for all we know.
It's still closure for the families. I mean, there's so many unsolved murders out there, and to see these families go decades without any type of closure, whether you think you know or you know, until they say, yeah, this is who we charging, this is who we're finding guilty, that must be a lot for a family.
Well, Tupac, it's kind of it's a little bit crazy because I think the fans are looking for closure because if as we know, it was very much said about Tupac and his mom. That's what we all knew about that, and they're both no longer here. So therefore, I believe he had a half brother. I think, and possibly a sister too,
and a father who's now all going podcast to podcast, talking about Tupac, and I'm like, did you abandon this kid?
Yeah, well, you know how it goes because when the way it is financially, if they when you're not here, no longer here, people know that they go to next of kin. No matter whether you seen the beef recently with Takeoff's parents. You know what I mean? So, unfortunately,
sometimes it gets ugly.
Yeah, that's the way it is, unfortunately. But so hopefully they find out who Tupac's killer was, and we get that closure of some sort.
I think they already know. I think this was the sweep to get the evidence that'll stand up in court.
Most likely, that'd be great. That's a great possibility. Also, 50 Cent plus 50 Cent is $1. Now, but 50 Cent hypes a Nas Magic 2 collab as he released, as a release date and a cover art arrives. 50 Cent has ramped up in excitement for his feature on Nas' new album, Magic 2. 50 took to Instagram on Tuesday, July 18th, to confirm that he and the legendary Queensbridge lyricist, aka Nas, will be colliding on the project, which is set to arrive on Friday, July 21st. So
soon, 2 days.
Yeah.
And 50 Cent says, "Y'all ain't heard me in a minute."
2 days ago. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
Whoa. Sometimes it's ball of confusion. You know what it is. Nas, he said, "Y'all ain't heard me in a minute." 50. Nas felt like it was time, so it's done.
Yeah.
Check us out Friday, 7.21 Magic 2, office hours. He wrote in his caption underneath the Magic 2 cover art, which depicts a young Nas morphing into the modern day self. Nas also shared the news on his Instagram page with Hit Boy, who appears to be reprising his production duties after scoring the first Magic LP in 2021, along with all three of the Esco King's Disease projects. So, I guess we could be looking forward or looking away. Now, we could be looking forward to Nas and 50 collabing. You know, we'll see what's popping.
All right. Speaking of collabing, here we go again. Did you see the Boot Camp Clik reunited?
Yes, it was a pretty good video, pretty good song. You know, Rusty Juck set it off in the song too, and it actually, you know, he had a pretty good verse. So.
Yeah, the Archetype produced that.
Huh?
Archetype from Boston
yeah?
or Cambridge, wherever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I believe he produced it. So if he didn't, then we'll give him credit anyway.
Hey.
So I thought that was cool because not too long ago on the Danger Zone podcast, we had 5 Foot on here and we asked him straight up,
Are we wasn't on that song though?
Nah.
I didn't see. I was looking for him then. You know.
Are we ever gonna see a Boot Camp Clik thing? And he said, yeah. So he saw it and he wasn't on it. So
no. Maybe like it
Maybe
was said before, they couldn't find him.
yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
Like the what's his face said he couldn't find him. Evil Deist, remember I can't find this guy.
But he wasn't in the vid either. So
Yeah, it was interesting.
yeah, it's a little something. But,
It was just the rappers. But
shout out to Boot Camp Clik. You know, I seen Lil Buckshot on there. I guess you are right. I mean, you are around because when we called you, we couldn't get you.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe we will at some point. We'll see what's up. But shout out to the Boot Camp Clik. Excuse me.
yeah, it was kind of like Dennis Rodman in the playoffs. Just didn't show up. Buckshot.
Yeah. Well, it's
The
better,
danger zone.
it's better that he didn't show up instead of showing up with a wedding dress and marrying himself. So, you know what I mean? That would have been quite...
The danger zone.
That would have been quite the situation there.
So speaking of possible wedding dress wearers,
Oh, God.
shoot.
Where's he going to go with this one?
did you see? Big Shug left.
I'm back.
Oh, he's back. So speaking of possible wedding dress wearers, did you see that footage released of King Von?
No.
Came out today. Rest in peace, King Von. Fucking in jail, telling the police officers that he was gay and he had to be in protective custody.
Nah, I didn't hear that.
Say what?
Yeah, the footage came out today. He was like, they don't respect my orientation in here. They're going to hurt me. And while he's saying that, he's telling a guy through the window that he's going to fuck him.
He's gonna fuck him.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to fuck you. And I'm like, well, how you going to do that? In protective custody.
I don't know. I mean, for all those who haven't been on the other side
How's
of the
that
ball.
work? How's that work?
Yeah, I really don't know about that, but only thing I ever did in protective custody was serve them food. Now, but wait, right? Because that was one of my details, just bringing food to everybody. You go
Someone
to the
serving
hole,
bananas.
You went to the PC or whatever, you was delivering food, so you know what I mean? But whatever the ongoings are in there, I really don't know. But on the inside of any prison, trust me, it's nothing like out here. So, you know what I mean?
Anything is possible.
There's a lot of guys, man, sometimes that are trying their best to impregnate other guys for, you know, whatever the situation
The danger
is.
zone.
I don't know, it's crazy. That's just part of it, though. It's just like all the people that get in trouble, like in the NFL or any pro sports. That's not the majority. That's like a small part. Yeah. So there's a part of that.
I was like, where's he going with this?
What, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just letting you know. I'm just trying to give you an analogy that you might
Heard.
understand.
It's a small percentage of goings on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Stand up when you're talking to me. Oh, you are standing up. Anyway, right? Yeah. So what we got going on? Got
So
an ashtray?
sometimes, ashtray, dang.
Or did we just put this out on the table?
Where's the ashtray? Right there, man. Ashtray in front of you. Ashtray. Yeah. So,
Damn.
did you see on any of that Jay-Z public library stuff?
Yeah, I saw a lot of pictures online. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
The homage is beautiful. They have a lot of his albums.
You said the homage?
The homage.
Oh, I thought you said the homage.
The
I'm sorry.
homage.
The homage?
The homage.
Homogenized?
Yeah.
I've been homogenized by the library.
You were born homogenized.
Yo, do you ever notice?
Anyways.
Yeah, not to cut you, keep that train of thought, but you ever notice that when you go to get milk in the supermarket, it's homogenized milk, right? But if you look at the sign underneath, it says homo milk. So I'm just letting you know that doesn't mean anything else, but that's what it says.
Sure, you're not at a
Go
sperm
ahead.
bank, Big Shug?
Huh? I don't know.
I spend a lot of time at grocery stores and I never even noticed that.
Go ahead and look at the sign. It's like,
Look
what?
at it.
What kind of milk is this?
I will drink.
I don't know.
So what'd you
That's
think
my
about
favorite
that?
kind of milk.
What'd you think about that Jay-Z shit? At first, I thought it was fake.
I thought it
I
wasn't milk.
thought it was dope. Like
Shaking the mic.
the acknowledgement,
Pause.
right? His lyricist, he's a very
Should I
intelligent
get a
man.
mic though? Not to cut you.
And
What?
that's great for the community, you know, to see someone, basically you started one way, you took a different path, and you can succeed, and, you know, he's trying to give back to the community. I like it.
Speaking about Jay-Z though, I just learned that a few years back, him and Fat Joe had beef, having to do with the legendary Rucker Park.
Oh, yeah.
Jay-Z had unbeknownst to some, Fat Joe had a team in Rucker Park, and he was winning championships, like, you know, for a long time. He was heavily involved, and so I guess at one point Jay-Z got a team, and then they were doing pretty good, and it was on the collision course for them to play in the championship game. And what happens is when it was time for the championship game, Jay-Z and the team didn't show up at all. So Joe said they won by forfeit, but it messed him up. He was like, yo, what's going on here? And then they were on the elevator at some event, and Jay-Z didn't say anything to him. This is Fat Joe speaking, and so he was like, you know, he knew then that something, they wasn't cool, whatever, at the time. So that's why he had his line about the Rucker and his Lean Back, which is his biggest
I don't want to
record.
speak about the Rucker.
You know what I mean? That's where that comes from. So that was that's, you know, something he just recently spoke on. So, you know, and it's one of the things probably if we didn't have social media, we still wouldn't know about that.
Yeah.
So it's such a life, though. You know.
Speaking of social media, times before social media, you excited about this Biz Markie documentary that's about to come out?
My father always said, "Loose lips sink ships." Well, go ahead.
But not his. His
yes.
made the ship rise and sail away.
Hey. So
Yeah, they got a documentary on Biz Markie coming out.
So do mine.
I
The
think
danger zone.
I think it'll be dope. Only because too, I mean, I have a personal, you know, interactions, several of them hanging out with Biz, and just knowing them as a character, and people fail to realize. So he was a jovial, comic character, and very talented. People don't realize how talented that dude really was.
Yeah.
You know, because
Is.
I mean, he made a hit song out of a mall. You know what I mean? Like just because he hung there. You know what I mean? He could do the music with his mouth, beat. Well, he could DJ, right? He could write these songs and collab with others too. But he just was. He was a personality. You know what I'm
The
saying?
man was on Sesame Street.
And I know.
No, Yo Gabba Gabba.
Yeah, Yo Gabba Gabba. Today, this is.
No, I'm pretty sure
He
he
might
was
have
on
been on Sesame Street,
I mean,
too.
he could have been. He could have been. But I remember Yo Gabba Gabba, Biz beef for the day. But on some other shit though, we truly miss him though. You know, Biz Markie, man, one of the greats. I think it'll be interesting, because you always want to know about something you didn't know. That's basically speaking on the fan side of it. And besides being an entertainer, he was also a father and a husband.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So sometimes when you see the jovial part, you know what I mean, and you don't realize that these people were everyday, day-to-day family people as well. You know, like comedians, you see them and whatever, and then you're always laughing. But there's a real side to this thing too. So that story should be interesting.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And then speaking of one more person that is gone, we got K. Slay is going to get his own street in New York City.
Dope.
So I think that's pretty dope.
That's cool, man.
So I just did a
video
for an artist, and on the song he shouts out K. Slay or whatever. So we went down to New York City and looking for a K. Slay mural. There was 11 of them. So I thought that was pretty crazy.
And also, I'm gonna give a shout out to a fellow Bostonite as well, Michael Bivens, who also has a documentary.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and it's
coming
gonna have a full album accompanying it with new music.
Yeah.
New shit.
New edition.
Accompanying you or him?
No, accompanying the documentary.
Oh, I heard you the me, so I didn't know. Go ahead.
No, it's album for the documentary, and it's gonna have all new music
Never
from
wanna
like
release.
the new edition and the new BBD.
Which I heard that as well. But whenever you want to relieve stress, you just do this. All right, go ahead.
You're listening to The Danger Zone.
Yo.
So,
go ahead, man. Go ahead.
last thing I want to talk about.
What's the last thing you want to talk
Shaking
about?
the mic, shaking the mic.
I don't mean to be shaking the mic, DL.
Pink
Pause.
lighter. What
Last
happened
thing I
to
talk
it?
about, it's always sad when people get divorced. You know, you get this. You know, you get to start a life with someone, and then you think it's gonna be forever, and then 7 years later you get divorced. But
Yeah, he's real sad about this one, ladies and gentlemen.
when is this time? Sofia Vergara is on the market, Hollywood. You better get on it. So I'm interested to see who she ends up with, because to me, it seems like the kind of lady who's probably gonna have a new husband next week. So I'm just.
Why do you say it like that? Why you say it like that?
I'm
What you
saying-
trying to say about my girl Sofia Vergara?
Hey, who, of the three people here,
Listen,
who's
her
had a
and
conversation?
Shakira are gonna be out in the town living it up.
Of the three people here, who's had a conversation with Sofia Vergara?
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Get off your little table. And I'm
off
gonna
your
say
little
I
table.
know women, and that's not what's gonna happen.
Get off your little table.
Her and Shakira are gonna be like, girl, let's go.
They're gonna scissor kick.
Two fine Colombian women,
Scissor kicking, he said.
Scissor kick.
Whoa.
That's not what I'm saying.
Whoa.
That's
Scissor me
not
timbers.
what I'm
All right.
saying.
He said they
What
want
I'm
to be.
saying
He
is
said they want to be.
they're
rug
gonna be
munching.
living their best single life.
He said they're
I
gonna
don't
be-
think.
Why, Shakira's
she's-
single too?
Yeah, she just got divorced as well.
He said they're going to be eating they're going to be munching the rug,
Yeah.
which is down here.
That's what he said. What I said is they're gonna be living their best life, and they're gonna be single for a little minute.
You know what,
Facts.
though? Speak of divorce. Wow, that's crazy. Me and DL,
You getting divorced?
me and DL, no, me and DL, so of course, you know, we collab on a lot of videos and stuff together. So a video we just shot having to do with a song that I did that was about couples. And so I hit up people to be in it, and I hit up this one specific person who I just recently seen them celebrating their anniversary on Facebook. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hit them up too. That's my man, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you later, D. And then he says, unfortunately, we're getting divorced. I'm like, oh,
dang.
you know, because it was just celebrated like a few months back. I don't mean to make
Light of it.
a calamitous event out of his wedding or his family, whatever. But just the fact that, because that's what I'm saying. That's what shows you too, so much how farce this Facebook thing can be.
Yeah.
Because you know you were celebrating that, and then it's
Well,
like.
not necessarily, but they could have also been still trying, and
Well-
it was like it wasn't at the breaking point yet.
But you know what though? That's cool. But at the same time, so that's what's gonna make me
100%.
call you up and say, "Hey,
100%.
what's up, man? You want to be in this?" You see what I'm saying? So therefore,
It also
was like-
happened to me something very similar situation with a friend of mine, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know." You know what I'm saying? Like, you might not be in the inner circles to find out that information.
But that's true. That's true. But like when I had the idea of what I was trying to do for the vid, so that's the first thing I'm doing is reaching out to couples.
And it made sense
And
for you
then I
to
was
do
like,
that.
oh shoot! Like that's the last thing I thought of that. You see what I'm saying? And that's a plug too, man. Stay tuned for the new video I got coming out. Song called Us, produced by Mr. DL.
No, directed by.
I mean, directed, yeah, because I guess we collectively produce things because we your visions combined, and that's basically what the video is, you know. Because I think when it comes to making videos with DL, first of all, I always make sure he has his shirt on. But when it comes to making,
I only take it off when we need extra light.
Oh my God, no! But anyway, when you make videos with DL, this is what I find. Some people, man, there's an expertise about some way how they do things, you know, and it's almost an organic vibe, and so. Like I know an engineer like that, and with him, it's like with the videos, meaning that he'll see some sites or whatever, and then as before we even took to the sites, we might have had conversation about, you know, what this thing might be visual wise or whatever, and then it kind of, man, it's crazy because it kind of just be meshing as you move along. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I respect and appreciate, and have the comfort when it comes to us doing videos. You know what I mean? Because you'll say things to me and I'll be like, damn, you know, that's just dope, or it's gonna look like that, wow, okay. Or I might say, so I wanna, like with the thing with the couples, you know, I know that if I tell you this, you're gonna know how to like flow that, you know what I mean? It's not gonna be like, you know, like someone else that makes videos where there's no need to mention it. But the videos are like, yo, remember that, what do you call them things they used to look through when you were a kid?
Kaleidoscope.
Yeah, like the kaleidoscope, or the other one, Viewmaster. That's even older, where you could click it and this thing went around and you could read and see stuff. That's how those videos look. But anyway, but shout out, because you got to keep on doing it. And Sando, he gave the love too. Scott, Sando Films, he shouted out DL and the work, you know, and all that. So him doing that same type of work and respecting that, to me, that's real. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. But yo, stay tuned. Big shit.
Stay tuned. A couple
Mr.
videos
DL,
on.
a few videos. Right now, we also got that video out, Sex on the Couch. And all of y'all know that if it's anything, right, that there's some point in your life you probably had sex on the couch. You know what I mean? And if you didn't, you probably want to. So basically, that's what the song is.
Listen, definitely try it.
I mean, yeah, it's a song. That's the song in a nutshell. Intensity that builds up to that intimacy and what have you. But the thing about it that's even great with us on this journey is that these are not hip hop songs. You know what I mean? These are R&B soul songs. So therefore, even some who don't understand, just look at it as, you know, just learn, pay attention, listen. Those who do know about Sugar, that is cool. That's something else. But it's just dope to do those videos with DL too, because for the rest of my career and for all the years and everything I've done and will do, so you're gonna know, yo, Suge did these. You know what I'm saying? They were produced, directed by DL, and these songs. I think this next one is really impactful because it's so true. And you know what I mean? Couples wise and just telling the story. So I believe we brought it to life. So we'll come back a week or so from now, and then we'll see how y'all like that. And talk about videos.
Yeah.
Whatever. I just wanted to say that because it sounds cool when you segue.
Yeah.
But,
you know what sounds not cool?
Oh shoot!
Is for the first time since I was 10 years old, the Yankees are in last place.
Jesus.
In the AL East.
Forgive me for saying that. So I'm watching that, and I was gonna bring it up too, like, yo, DL, what's up with if you hear?
In other words, he was gonna hate.
I was gonna be, if you don't hear any noise, it's just judging the boys. No, but I said, yo, I see some shit on TV.
That's tough.
This morning, a sports show. That's what I was gonna bring it up, and they said, the guy goes, hey. It's really bad with the New York Yankees. He said, I don't even think he's going to make the playoffs. This is what I just heard this morning. That's why when you said that, I was like, oh, I thought of you because I know you're a fan of him too. But man,
I think I've wanted it for a long time, but I think this week Joe Girardi is gonna get the Joe Girardi. Sorry, Aaron Boone is gonna get the axe.
Yeah,
Make it clap.
Yeah, he's probably gonna get clapped for real.
Yeah,
for real.
They have a guy hitting 152.
Oh, it's a rock. But
he plays Major League Baseball. He hits 152 for the New York Yankees.
And the closest we had a dude close to that with us, the Red Sox, Jackie Bradley Jr. His glove was so fly, that's why he was on the team.
Yeah.
He was probably the best defensive dude in the league damn near. But he was batting like 170s, 160s.
Oh, you said the average, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
it's crazy.
And, so that 150, that's like I would go up to, and you know, baseball's the only baseball's the only sport, right? Baseball's the only sport where you can suck for like 2 or 3 years, and then this next team is going to give you millions of dollars to see if you don't suck anymore. You see what I'm saying?
It's also the only sport where being good 33% of the time puts you in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
have a 300 average, you're in the Hall of
Hall
Fame.
of Fame. Hall of Fame.
So our guest is here. This is dope. Hell yeah.
Oh, you
Let's
see
let him-
it?
Yeah, let's let him know he's got to unmute his mic, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't see him, so I didn't know.
Yeah. He called in on the Little Big Show. He's like, bang, bang. So make sure you hit that like button and
Hit that
subscribe
like
to the
button
channel.
for real. Yes. Y'all set?
Yeah, we good. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, you extra. That came through like boom. You know what I mean? Yo. Anyway, man, we here episode 77, the Danger Zone podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, with Big Suge.
Mr. DL.
And Chef Tanya Nicole.
And today, man, we have legendary guest, person, hip hop, music, what have you. You know, Diamond D. Man, what's happening, Diamond D?
What's going on, Suge? You all right?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. I mean, I'm glad I haven't seen you in the physical in a while, so you know, I'm glad to see you, man. And I watch in social medias and different things and see things that are moving. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that, and I'm glad to see you. Even though, like back in my the day, you had a song called "Best Kept Secret," right?
Right.
That was my joint,
Yeah.
though. That was my joint. Me, Guru, and all of us, we'd be like, we was banging that out. And I just thought of it when I spoke to you. You know, I was like, man, I mean, we used to just be on them tour buses, you know, and just banging that out. That was our joint. You know what I mean? So, but as of late,
That was the first single.
yeah, it did. I remember because at first it was smooth because you was in the of the Rakim video. Ain't No Joke, right?
No, I wasn't in there.
You wasn't in that? Damn, there was some video you was in.
Uh-uh.
And I was like, you was just
Nah.
chilling. You was just chilling. You wasn't saying nothing. Whatever video it was, you know what I mean? But I knew, like, at the time, like I said, damn, man, you know, this cat might come out rapping. Before you be knowing, you know what I mean? And I seen it happen a lot. So when you did, it was effective, and I appreciate it. But can you at least tell, like,
Yo, real quick, I just sent something to your IG inbox real quick. Check it out when you get a second.
okay, go ahead. You want to speak something, DL?
No, I'm good. I was just setting up over here. I wasn't trying to say anything.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what's,
Oh, you're trying to do it right now?
what's going on here. But
All right, hell yeah. All right. I'm Mr. DL. I'm a video director. This is Chef Tanya Nicole. She's
I like
a
how
chef.
you raised your
All
hand.
right, all right.
Okay.
Like he can see you. There's only 3 of us.
Yeah.
How did you come up with the stage name Diamond D?
Say it again.
How did you come up with the stage name Diamond D?
Yo, you know what? Actually, back then, I was just a DJ, and there was somebody in my neighborhood who had the name. And in early hip hop, you can have the same name as long as you did different shit.
Yeah, like Dr.
You know,
Dre.
It could be a DJ XYZ and an MC XYZ, but you did different things. So it wasn't really nothing conflicting. But I got the name from somebody in my neighborhood who used to rhyme. And then he went off to the service. Like I said, I was already a DJ. So once he went on to the service, I just kept the name. And he eventually just fell out with the music.
Okay.
But I stayed on with it.
Hell yeah. That's dope, man.
So as I know, you know what I'm saying, you produce so much music, you know, over the years, songs that we know, that in the know you have produced, and songs we probably don't know. You know, is this something that you've been consistently doing, you know, since that 90s time, or did you take any break, or how's that been working?
Well, as far as my music is concerned, it's always going to be boom bap or an extension of that. But at the same time, as a producer or producers, you need to grow and expand your sound. You know, you can't be stuck into one thing.
Right.
You know what I mean, Suge? So that's what I try to strive for. Just, you know, keep the essence of what I'm known for, but still bring it up to 2023. You know what I mean? More or less, that's what I do.
So basically, as I know, it's been a long time of you producing.
Yeah.
You know, you've been producing for quite some time. And am I correct saying that you did the score, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, which I knew, right? But I was like, yo, it's such a huge record. You know what I mean?
Right.
And when you did that, you know, did you, like, even when that first started popping, just speaking of back there for a minute, when that started popping, did you feel like that would be that type of song, so monumental, or you just was making beats? You know what I mean?
Well, you know what? It's as far as that track is concerned, none of us knew. Just like artists now, you know, you never know what's going to blow and what's not.
Right.
But me and you both know the Fugees, they were coming off of a flop.
Right.
That first album, Blooded on Reality, that shit flopped. But Salam Remy, shouts out to Salam, he did that remix for them. The Mona Lisa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Right, so that saves them. So Sony said, okay, we're going to give y'all one more shot to go in the studio and make something happen. But at the time, like I said, they were coming off the rebound, and none of us knew it was going to do, like, you know, in excess of over 20 million. None of us.
Man, salute. Wow. So I mean, as y'all, I'm sure you in the know on that, right?
Oh yeah.
I knew it did well. I didn't know it did 20 million. That's crazy.
I mean,
Right.
it was huge. You know what I mean? I just real quick. I just peeped what you was talking with the Rise and High with Pause, right, from De La Soul. Man, and shout out to them too, because shout out to De La Soul. I mean, rest in peace, Dave. But there was so many times that I performed with them, and we toured and all over the place, man. It's just powerful group, powerful people, man, and all that. But even that, is that something that's on that song? Is that on your new project?
The one I just sent you?
Right.
Yeah, I just dropped that video today. It's on the new album.
Oh, all right.
Oh, okay. Well,
Congratulations.
I definitely congrats to the order. You know what I mean? I got to get deeper into it now too. You know what I mean? But Paul's my man, so I know it's dope already. I'm a people. Who produced that? You?
Yeah. No doubt.
Okay. Are you still in New York now?
I am in New York right now.
Oh, okay. That's like I'm saying. Like a lot of guys we speak to on the show have like relocated. Man, it's crazy. Cause when I first started coming to New York, when I got out and stuff, everybody was living there. You know what I mean? And now that we've all gotten older, like it's like everybody we speak to, I can't even think of who is still in New York. You know what I mean? It's just maybe Pete Rock said he was, right? Maybe Pete said he was, right? I think Pete Rock maybe, was, but the rest of them, nah. I mean,
who else?
MOP to everybody else. Like no.
One guy was Graf. He was actually on the streets of New York, did the interview, remember?
Right, yeah.
He was walking around with the
phone. Oh, no. What's the name? The pimpin'.
YSP, too.
YSP, yeah.
He just left. Yeah. Remember, he just left the interview, never heard from him again?
Right, he left the interview and never came back.
Talking about YZ?
No, YSP.
YSP, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. The pimpinology type situation, but so it's crazy, right? So as we stand here now, you just dropped a new project. Are you pushing stuff now, independently, or are you in a label situation? What's going on with that?
I'm independent, but my distributor's Empire.
Oh, okay.
they're like a major in respect to getting your stuff out to the masses. You know, their distribution is really good. It all depends on what type of situation you have with them.
Right.
They just distribute my music.
Right.
So all the marketing, promotion, and all that is directly on me.
Right.
But the flip side is I see more of my money.
Of course. That.
You know what I mean?
And when you're a veteran and been in the game for a long time, you know, such as yourself, myself, what have you, so you know, it's you're more acquainted with the business life of that shit right now, more than ever. You know what I mean? And how it has. We know. I mean, if you didn't learn anything, you should have learned that, right? You know what I mean? So, you know, it's so much. It's at a time, like I'm sure for you, when there was a time when these labels, everybody was just giving everybody money. You know, they was just giving money. You know, and the first thing people wanted to do was
He said they're just giving it away.
They were just giving it, and then you would just, you know, people were buying, you know, jewelry or whatever, cars and what have you. I mean, everybody I met, I seen it happen to so many of the artists of our time at that 90s, where everybody was getting on. Everybody. I'm talking about from Fat Joe to Buster, everybody. I watched that. I'm like, wow, okay. You know, but nobody knew that business side. Huh?
You too. Oh, you got a bag.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. you know what up with this. That matter of fact, it's funny you say that because it's like, damn. They didn't even let me put out something I was supposed to put out, but they just gave you that money. But see, then again, I didn't know, obviously, what I know now. You know, which I have something out as you do, independently, and as a distributor too, and then some other projects and connections from what was learned. You know what I mean? Even all the way from merchandise. You know what I mean? Do you merchandise? Do you have merchandise and stuff?
Oh, of course. You know, that's, you know, merch is important.
Right.
You've been on tour, so you already know the merch. You know, the merch game is important.
Important, man. Hey, years ago I was on Jazzmatazz tour with Bernard Purdy, Donald Byrd, you know, all these greats. You know, Roy Ayers, right? And dudes had like mugs, shirts, and shit and whatever. I'm making jokes, man. I'm like, me and Guru, we clowning. We like. Yeah, man. Oh, what do you got? You got so and so underwears or Bernard? You know what I mean? And laughing, which we should have knew, like I know now. Like, damn, man. If I was merchant from then, I'd be like Michael Jordan, the merch. You see what I'm saying? You know, so I mean, you know, it's crazy because we were really joking and clowning these dudes, you know, in a respectful fashion. Right. Of course, these are the greats. But we still was like, well, what you got, coffee mugs? Because dudes had hats, coffee mugs, all types.
Some people don't want to take the chance on themselves and spend mad money on drop 2 G's on mugs and then no one buys them or they break on the plane or you know what I'm saying? Like,
they buying them. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I'll make sure.
It's just gonna make sure.
I mean, I
want that mug, right?
I already like do my thing like that. So
these mugs don't have any handles like this one.
Plus, they be bugging. You can eat beef stew out of the mugs over here. They be having beef stew in the mugs. But anyway, like, so as we stand here now, do you have any take or what's your take on hip hop as a whole? You know what I mean? Do you have a take on that, or you know?
I mean, you know, it's evolving. Mm-hmm. You know, it's always going to evolve. The other day, Dr. Dre made a statement. He said he don't really listen to a lot of the new stuff, but he would never bash it or hate on it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that's pretty much my mindset too.
Doesn't seem like
I don't hate on the youngins. You know, they got their own wave. Of course, the veterans, we got our own wave, but it's all hip hop.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the key is to try to lock in with some of the younger artists, and you know, try to squash that. You know, try to squash the young and old riff. You know what I mean? You know, the ones that want to learn can learn from us. You know, so I'm open-minded, and you know, as far as the hip hop game right now, the music that's coming out, some of it is good, some of it it ain't my thing. But like, you know, at the end of the day, it's to each his own.
Who's a young artist that you do like
right now?
Yeah.
I'm fucking with Scarlett.
Oh, nice.
You know,
Okay.
I like J. Cole. I wouldn't call J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar new artists.
Yeah. But they're from the
You
younger
know.
generation, for sure.
Yeah. My man Dylan. I fuck with my man Dylan.
Oh, I don't know him.
From down in Atlanta.
Okay.
It's a few other ones.
What do you feel about the beats now? Do you like the additional of the low end? Do you like it or do you hate it? Because I love it.
Do I like the production nowadays?
Yeah.
Some of it. I mean, you know, it. I mean, a lot of it all sounds the same. Not all of it, but a lot of it. You know, just a lot of synths. You know, a lot of 808s. You know.
Yeah.
Drum fills. It is what it is, you know. But you know, there is some originality out there.
Yeah.
But so that's how I feel. You know, not all trap joints sound the same, but a lot of them do. And I guess that's just the formula. You know, it works, and you know, we all know how record labels are. Once they think they have a winning formula, they just go and run with that shit.
It's
So,
like,
you know,
it's like that in pro.
you know, we'll see what happens. You know, people like myself, Premier, Pete Rock, you know, Large Pro, I can go on and on, Buck Wild, whatever. You know, we're all sample based. We all want to keep that essence. You know, in spite of, you know, clearing samples or whatever the case. If you fucking with an artist and a label, yo, one thing about the game, if the track is hot and you have to clear a sample, they'll clear the shit. You know, it's an investment, and you know, sampling has been around since what, like '89 when Biz dropped that album. I Need a Haircut. You know what I mean? So it's been around. It's been around for 30 years. So the labels know what it is. I don't want to veer off the question, but
that's still dope.
you know, a lot of it does sound the same. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Hey, we respect your hip hop, your rapping, and your intricacies. But right now, we like to ask, who are your 10 favorite MCs?
My who?
10 favorite MCs.
10.
10.
In no particular order.
And it doesn't, you know, I mean,
All right.
you know what I mean?
10 favorite MCs. All right, well, you know, that answer varies from day to day.
Of course.
With any hip hop head, but I'll run off 10 names real quick.
Let's get it.
I would say Big Pun. I would say Cool G Rap, of course. Big Daddy Kane. For what he stood for in the game. If you were around when Kane came out. You know, Jadakiss.
Nice.
Hove.
Oh yeah.
You got 5 more to go.
I'll put J. Cole in there.
Oh, nice.
So that's 6. Hold on.
Might be a first. Might be a first.
Yeah, I think so.
That's the first pun, too.
Favorite. Like people I really fuck with when I'm in my car.
Term probably said it 10 times.
Facts.
Yeah, that's right.
Rakim. Did I say Rakim?
No, not yet.
haven't.
No.
Gotta put the guard in there. You know what I mean? Nas.
Hell yeah. Oops.
2 more.
Right.
Big L.
Oh wow.
Big L, rest in peace. And myself. Those are my favorites.
Where's the last one?
Well,
I said myself, I think, right?
Oh,
nice.
okay.
You broke up.
Yo,
Say it again. Let them know. Who's 10?
who's the last one? Who's last but first?
Last one's Diamond D.
Yeah, no question. You know what I'm saying?
I like that confidence.
Hey, that is,
I like Diamond. You know, he do his own shit. He write his own rhymes. No ghost writers.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I like that kid style.
it's not that I like it too. That kid, he ain't it ain't like he's the best kept secret no more. So you know what I mean? Everybody know. But it's good. He's the first one to put himself in, so I can respect that. I'm with that 100%. So what you about to say something?
All right.
No, I was gonna ask. Did you produce Get What the Fuck We Want? I think it was on Extinction Level Event. Did you make that record?
I did produce that for Busta.
What was that like? Like what's a session? What's a session making something like that like?
Yo, I want to give you props for even bringing that up because that's one of the joints I did that people rarely even talk about.
Yeah. Well, he's my favorite rapper, so I paid attention to all that.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know, me and Busta, you know, growing up in the hip hop culture, we all grew up loving that joint Apache.
Oh yeah.
So
okay.
I chopped it up, and as soon as Busta heard it, he fell in love with it. You know, I think a week later he went in the studio and knocked it out. So you know that joint right there came together real quick. That's one of my favorite joints I did for Busta too.
Were you there for the recording process too? When he rapped to it? Yeah.
Was I there for the process?
Yeah, like when he was laying down the rhymes?
I wasn't in the studio when he laid the vocals, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah. I was just curious. Yeah.
No, I wasn't there. But
that song's crazy, man.
We were both, at that time, we were both being managed by Chris Lighty also.
Oh, shit, rest in peace.
So, you know, it was more of an in-house lob. But, you know, Busta, he was fucking with me anyway from when I did the remix for that song Classic Material for the Leaders of the New School.
Yeah.
So we go back to that.
You have a few with Busta Rhymes, but that one specifically is just a fucking anthem. You know.
Also,
Right.
I want to talk about, you know, some projects that you did, where we are at now with these, the Dime Piece, the Dime Piece 2, and the Red View, as you mentioned prior. So, these being the last projects, do you think
Right.
they're they a connection of each other, and what are we looking for if we, you know, for hip hop heads checking that out, or what, you know what I'm saying, what we gonna head type thing, you know?
Ask me again. These speakers are kind of low.
Yo, what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
so the Dime Piece 2, and the Red View,
Right.
I said as these music pieces, you know, when the fans is that haven't checked it out, are checking it now, what have you, right? What are they looking for? What are they gonna be hearing? What's coming from Diamond D in these pieces, you know? Sound and what
Have you heard any of them?
the last one, the last song, the
You heard the Red View?
Yes, and the video.
What's your favorite joint? What's your favorite joint on this?
So I heard that one particular song, the one with the video. That when you told me that day, so I went to go look at that. It's the Red View. Is a
The
song.
Red View.
Yes, that's the one I see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I didn't get to hear everything, man. I ain't gonna be on here saying that, but I did listen
That's
to
cool.
that. You see what I'm saying?
No
You
doubt.
know, also too, because what that does for me, too, when I hear music, you know, from guys, you know, been around for a while like that too, I'm gonna see myself as a fan too, as
Right.
what it's sounding like, you know, where they're at. Because I just, you know, I can just say, because that's how what it is. Hearing like LL Cool J, for example, with this song he put out with Tip, The Force, whatever it was called, was it The Force? So me personally, I thought that was a horrible like song, you know. It just didn't go for me. But I'm saying when I hear your music,
Yeah.
I'm saying that's what I mean. I'm not the judge of everything, but I heard that what I did listen to, which was dope to me,
No
musically, sonically, and what have
right.
you. That's all I'm saying, you know. So it's something
Yeah.
that we got to delve more into. But with you, what I was just trying to find, if people hadn't heard it or are trying to or want to, what is the sound they getting from you? Like, you know what I mean? What can they look for? That's what I'm asking.
Well,
What can they look for? I mean, how do I put it in words? Hard beats, you know what I mean? Dope rhymes, dope metaphors. You know, I came up around a bunch of dope MCs who were around me. You know, of course, Big L, Lord Finesse, Grand Poobah, those three specifically. But a good indication of what people can expect from me in 2023 would be that song, The Rear View, on my last album. There's also a song called Inertia. That's one of my favorite joints on there.
Oh, the Rear View. The West Side Gun's on that album, I think, right? West Side's on that album?
Say it again?
Is West Side Gun on that album? Is West Side Gun on that?
What? I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
They turned that into a meme real quick.
Facts.
Go ahead.
Is West Side Gun on that album?
Okay, I hear you now. Yeah, West Side Gun. He's on that song called Faithful.
Yeah, I know the album. I know that album.
Have you heard that song?
I heard that song. I don't know if I heard the whole album, but I probably did. I listened to everything, man.
Yeah, DL is a producer, so like he be having that production angle, you know what I mean? Where I gotta hear this, I gotta,
and a director,
what you're playing, yeah,
and a videographer.
But we're just speaking on. I'm just because like he produces,
right?
You know what I mean, and be rapping, so that part
they have that in
similar,
common.
yeah. So that he's listening for something different than me, like you know what I mean. I want to hear some good music, of course, but then when you spitting too,
Right.
I'm still listening and spitting.
Yeah. Well, you know the with me, the music got to catch you first.
Right.
You know, with some people, the lyrics want to catch them first, but me specifically, you know, the music got to grab me first.
It has to. It has to be too, because as soon as shit comes on, first thing you like, you know, you already like, you know, okay.
Your body
you know,
naturally
now,
reacts.
so if it gets silly lyrically, then you lost. So you know what? If that comes in, it's good.
Well, unless that's what you're looking for. Like, believe it or not, there are people who do think Insane Clown Posse can rap.
I mean, that's some other shit, man. You know. Let me tell you something. So just in mentioning this, because Diamond mentioned it. So when the first time I hadn't been home too long, but I started going to New York with Guru and everybody, and we had a show. It was Rakim was headlining. So I'm like, damn, you know, I'm in this shit now. You know, I just was 3 years away. I'm up in this, like, okay, this shit is dope, you know. But Lord Finesse opened the show, like,
Okay.
yeah, and Gangstar performed, right? And then I always just, because you mentioned these two, and to me it was the same dopeness when I was just coming from, you know, Boston around. I seen Finesse first, and Premier was making the Dwick beat. You know, when he was making the Dwick beat, Finesse stopped through, right? And then he just was freestyling the whole time while Premier was making that. You know, I was like, damn, this thing's nice. Because I only heard him from records. I didn't, you know, now I'm in this. And this is Lord Finesse. Oh, I know who you are. And then Premier is making that beat. And Finesse, man, if you know him. So he rhymed for like, mad long. Right, you know what I mean? I'm saying, because you know, this before I'm even making records, so I'm looking like, yo, shit is serious around here. You know what I mean? So, and because I'm meeting him first, like before I met everybody else, but it was him first.
No doubt.
You know, so then he's performing at the show, and then he's like, yo, I'm gonna bring out my little man. You know what I'm saying? He came out and he's like, it was Big Al. His name's Big Al, and he had like a backpack on, and you know, and the little hat, whatever, and so you know, he didn't look like how he was about to spit. You know what I mean? But
he didn't look like
that was
how
the
he
play,
was
and then the Finesse was like, yo, hit, and then he tore that up. Now that's the first time I ever even went on stage. You know, when I came around Gangstar again, you know, connected. So that was the first time ever, and so who I'm seeing is Finesse, who I'd already peeped. Like rhyme, and then he bring this kid that was even like extra, like, you know what I mean? And like you talking about, you know, you was around them, so you had to be lyrically on point, like even just fucking with them two, forget everybody else. You know what I mean? What else?
This had to be back in the Wild Pitch days.
Like right after that Wild Pitch shit is when I got out, because I got out like the end of '90. So then I started going to New York, and the rest was history. But I'm saying I was meeting. It was crazy because everybody was in New York, like I said earlier. So every person you meeting is really nice, and ain't nobody on. Like I'm talking about, I was just ciphers with, you know, Fat Joe, Big Al, them cellar dweller kids, all types of people will be in these little spots, just, you know, rhyming. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, you better step your shit up. Like if you dealing with this, you know what I mean? So.
Kept you on your toes.
D&D was famous for that.
Oh yeah, man.
People coming.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, and that was my base, you know. And speaking of producers, speaking of producers, since we said that, what about so when someone might like put people in a category, like say they say Pete Rock, DJ Premier, and Dr. Dre, right?
No.
Out of those three producers there, do you look at them like as classic producers to you, or are they any favorites to you or whatever? You know what I mean? Those three. I'm just curious about that. Because when people speak on it, they're always speaking on Premier and Dr. Dre. But I'm saying sometimes Pete Rock pops up in that circle. So I'm just do you have any admiration for those?
I think it's
those
Dr. Dre
right there, you know?
And then Pete Rock and DJ Premier are battling for over there.
Yeah.
I think it's Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? I think we talked about this. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead. I was seeing what you think.
Yeah. Nah, you know, of course, you know, the mutual respect and the admiration is there.
Right.
You know, I look at all three of those as my counterparts.
Right.
You know, we all started in the early '90s, and everybody's still here. You know, being productive.
That's the thing.
Everybody's still putting out music.
Hell yeah.
That's the thing.
You know,
man.
so
you know, and it's just a certain vibe, man. It's just I don't know, man. Like I hear some dude, like even just hearing you sitting here talking with you, it just puts me there too. Like where I was like, yeah, man, you know. This period in hip hop, you know, where you know it sounded like something, it meant something, you know what I mean, and getting some bread, you know. So here we are. Now we got a little knowledge with it. Now we can still do this great music, you know, and earn and have more power, more control over what we doing though. So, you know, but as we stand here today though, man, what's Diamond D doing now? What's going on like right now? Besides, you know, that I know you just dropped.
Yeah,
that.
all right.
You can fill us in.
Yeah, well, today I dropped a new video for Flying High with me and Pastor Noose.
Oh wow!
You know, getting a lot of good feedback on that.
Right.
You know, your man Paz don't do too many guest appearances.
Nah, not at all.
You know what I mean? So
podcast neither.
Right. In addition to that, I'm working on a Dime Piece 3. Mm-hmm. That's going to complete the trilogy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I got a couple of heavyweights on there. I'm not going to tell everything, but
right.
I'm about 15 songs deep today. You know what I mean? So I'll probably record another 5 or 6, and then crunch it down to the strongest 12. And that'll complete the trilogy of the Dime Piece.
Sounds good, man.
That's dope.
Well, listen, we not holding you even longer, man. That's how we like to hit it. We like to, you know, get up on top of a few things and get caught up to speed, you know, with yourself. You know, is a question that you had, Tanya?
Yeah, let us know your socials so people can follow you and see what projects you're working on and where your videos being posted.
A little closer to the microphone, one more time.
I said, let the people know your socials so that they can go see, you know, what you're working on and see your music and everything else.
My socials is Diamond DITC, one word. As far as you said who I'm working on right now?
No, just your socials like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You know,
on Twitter and IG is Diamond DITC, and on Facebook you can find me under Diamond D.
Hell yeah.
Heard.
All right.
So listen, man. We appreciate that you stopped by for a minute, man, and get us caught up with the legendary Diamond D on episode 77 of the Danger Zone podcast. And listen, I'm going to even go in and listen to some more of the songs too, because from what I just seen, and then I like to be up to speed on a lot of things too. So we just appreciate you stopping through, my man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me, man.
Thank you.
I hope we cross and see you soon, man, in passing or something, you know?
No doubt.
All right,
All right, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what I was saying about the before he called in. Oh no. While he was talking, I said something and I wanted to correct what I said because I didn't say it right. I said I think it's Dr. Dre 1, DJ Premier is 2, and then basically the rest of the industry.
I don't even think
industry is kind of trying to fill in that third place.
I told you before, I don't think Pete Rock's with them. I just said that because I know he.
No, I don't, that's why I wanted to correct it because I don't think Pete Rock is on DJ Premier's level, and that's how I said it, and that's not what I was trying to say. I think it's throughout culture when you see it, it's Dr. Dre, it's DJ Premier, and then everyone else has their personal third person, but you always see those two guys on the list.
One heavily represents to that time, that era, that East Coast.
Yeah.
Right, heavy. Whereas they were coming to get East Coast, like, Premier flew out there to do shit for Rage, had a meet with Suge Knight, like, he just doing all of that shit, right? Because they wanted, like, to grab that from, like, here, Dre wasn't really fucking with people. And being like, if he did sometimes, like, we know the Slick Rick shit didn't work. That was later and a few other things.
He signed Sticky Fingers.
Yeah, which was the craziest shit ever. But
oh no, I'm lying. He didn't. He wanted to sign Sticky Fingers, but Universal offered more money. That's what
I think somebody paid him $1 million, I believe.
Yeah, Universal.
Yeah, then when they did, like, think about me at that time. Like, even he's crazy. He said, "Yeah, you got that bag because you got a little stuttering." But he knew that was that payday shit. You know what I mean? Yo, dude,
Big Sugar's the one.
Oh, Big Sugar got the later. Okay.
I know this.
He's just holding on to it.
Shit, he had it early. I'm like, yo, I'd have no ashtray or nothing. My shit is wild right now because y'all ain't used to me being here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I bet you. Hey, y'all ain't used to me being here. I bet you there's food this motherfucker. Yo, they got plates downstairs. Yo, when I go downstairs, it's plates. You know what I'm saying? Because they like, shit, he ain't here. It's fucking full meals down there.
That's so funny.
Oh, I just laughed at that too. That got me fucked up.
That's the only time we is when
So what
here.
normally is happening is normally I would stop through back in the times a few months ago and we'd have fun and laugh and do our show and shit. And then as soon as I hang up or finish the show, then Mr. DL and Chuck Tanya like, where we gonna eat, babe?
Well, there's so much that goes into to setting up the show that like I don't eat and I do all this shit and then we do the show for a couple hours and then as soon as I push stop I'm like,
what is it? And then I like how they'll say, what are we gonna eat? And then they go through their stuff. What about 99? And then Chef Tanya Cole will say, well, I feel like a club sandwich. And he's like, a club, that sounds good. Right? So I'm just hearing the banter and that shit. And meanwhile, I'm hungry as shit, but I'm leaving now.
Sounds like somebody's business is not being minded.
Yo, shit, I can't help it. I'm hungry. The shit's over. I'm like, and then listen,
I'm not responsible for your stomach.
Nah, that's not, but still.
Only
you know
person
you're supposed
I'm responsible for is this person right here.
Hey, listen, no, I think it's
and
like
if you're around, you'd be like, oh, you want to make an order?
No, it isn't.
You'd be like, oh, sure. Oh, you got to go? Well, I guess you got to go.
No,
I gotta eat.
I mean, you could make an order, but it looks like you got to go. Hey, but now, you know what? Nah, it's cool because I know they got to eat. But what I'm saying as we get back is since I'm here, I guarantee you it's a rotisserie chicken downstairs, rice and beans, and some vegetables.
I wish.
And I got some Johnny cakes.
You do have a Johnny cake.
What is a Johnny cake?
A Johnny cake is cornmeal and regular pancake together. So it has a little bit of that cornmeal texture, but it's sweet like a pancake. Think about like a corn muffin and a pancake.
I'm aware.
Yes.
But is that a Hispanic thing or just?
No.
I never heard
get
of
it at the whitest place ever.
Johnny cake, I never heard of.
There's a luncheonette.
You know where Andover is?
Shawsheen Luncheonette.
That's where we get those. So, jeez.
Love it.
Johnny cake.
She put it out there. Now we're never gonna get a table now.
We had Johnny cake.
Well, you better edit that out.
No, I'll keep it in there.
They're amazing.
Yeah,
they have a great menu. I like a place with a nice breakfast menu, and they only open breakfast to lunch. That's it.
Just like Silver Slipper up the way. Breakfast to lunch, Jamaican lunch. It's so damn crazy though because, like I said,
Silver Slipper.
Yeah, that's what
this
it's
sounds
called.
like a strip club. Is it a strip club?
It kind of does, but nah.
Yes, it does.
Listen.
Are there polls and do they serve buffalo wings?
Those people that are hearing this right now, first of all, this is a legendary spot in Roxbury.
I bet it is.
And so every hood place, every hood cat, whatever, that's been through there from top to bottom.
You're not-
Professionals.
You're not changing my mind that it's a strip club.
Nah, well, all you gotta do is go there.
Okay.
You go there. Shout out to Jeff, the cook, and then the owner.
What's it called again?
You know what I'm
Silver
saying?
slippers.
Silver slippers.
Silver
Never
slippers.
forget that shit.
They're
It
classic.
sounds like you want to wear some gloves and a mask.
Well, you go in there, you're gonna see. Like, I mean, we all go. Actually, I was there yesterday because it's real popular for the breakfast and the sandwiches and whatever.
What's your favorite thing to eat there, Big Shug?
Actually, for breakfast, a hot sausage, pause, and and scrambled eggs and cheese.
The first thing he said was a hot sausage.
That shit is mad good though, real talk. And
I know.
but all their sandwiches are good, from the hot sausage to the steak to the turkey bacon, or even if you eat regular bacon. But I've never had Jamaican food there. It's really a breakfast place, you know. So
But it's Jamaican owned?
yeah.
Okay.
Jeff, shout out, like I said, to Jeff and his family. I was just on the
In Puerto Rico, they can go too.
Well, listen, I was on a radio show earlier this week or something, or last week, and I can even say it, 98.1, I think. I hope I'm right. FM,
Make sure you got the lighter again.
Urban Heat. I was on there, and
Smoking, ladies and gentlemen.
I was speaking about a story about, like, I used to like lamb chops growing up. Like, I guess I would like them now, but all I see is those little ass lollipop ones, and I'm like, you got to eat 47 of them to even make sense. So I'm not doing it. But I told the story of we were at a Montreal Jazz Festival performing. It was a great one. Everybody was there. I believe when Ice-T had Body Count, they performed there.
Oh, nice.
I believe Eddie Murphy was there with Party All the Time, and it was so much shit going on, and what did I do? I went to, I passed this, it's like a big fair, a huge, like if you're familiar with the Boston Commons, or if you're Atlanta, or so Piedmont Park or something of that ilk, it's a huge one of them like that, but there's big stages and all types of booths and food and everything. And people from all over the world come to this Montreal Jazz Festival. So it's a few-day event. So I passed by this truck, food truck, and it's just 2 hot dogs and a Heineken, for a beer. The price was crazy. I was like, oh shoot. And it smelled mad good. They had them on the grill. So after I get the 2 dogs and the Heineken, I go back to the bus, the tour bus, and we're parked on grounds. I'm like, yo, I just got this Heineken and these 2 dogs for so-and-so, whatever. I said, this is crazy. These things is mad good. And then my man Jay Rule goes, yo, son, them are sheep. I said, come on, man, them ain't no sheep, man. Come on. He said, I'm telling you, son. Anybody know Rule? That was Rule. Yo, son, that's sheep. So I go back to, I leave the bus. I devoured 1.5. I probably ate them all by then. And so, because it still was mustard and relish and onions, whatever, ketchup on there. I go back to the stand, though. That wasn't a truck, it was like the stand, a stand. I go back and I said, yo, what are these hot dogs made out of? You say, well, you're trying to eat it. I said, no, listen, what are these made out of? And he pointed and he said, sheep. I said, oh, man, I'm young and awesome, little. I said, you ain't telling me that shit? Blah, 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 blah. So I put my hands under the
Oh no.
under the little stand.
Oh no, Big
And I
Shug.
just like power. That's that young Suge power shit. And flipped it.
That's that angry shit.
And I just went back to the bus, and I was like, they're laughing still. So, for a little ways after, because I was a roast master, I'm always roasting. So, a little ways after, so for a few days, they're like, oh, here comes Bag Suge. Right? They're like, everything was bad. So, and I was like, damn, I was really, and you know what? They were good, though.
I was gonna ask you,
saying?
does it matter if it's good? Does it matter?
It did, because that youthful dumb shit. It was like, yo.
That's some ego shit.
No,
it tasted
let me ask you a
good.
serious
What's the
question.
problem?
Hold on, let me add
If someone told
go ahead.
you, it's someone that you respected their palate, you're like, oh my God, this person just gets culinary. He just gets it. And he said dogs were good. Would you eat one?
That's too long. Oh man.
So it does matter what it is.
I would have to
When
say
food's gone
you
wrong.
have to tell me after the fact if it's something where it's a
I was
pet
that dog.
in the,
Now you get
in the
knocked out.
US.
Yo, you say
Because for instance,
Because then you get parasites from some raccoon meat that someone ate and they didn't even, you know what I'm
I
saying?
understand.
It does matter what it is. It matters.
yes, but I'm saying in that instance, if it was something that I liked, I'd rather not know because, for
Wow.
instance, morcilla, which Puerto Ricans eat, is pig intestines, and then you take the rice and you boil it in like the blood, and then you put it back inside, and then you fry it. And that shit, when I was young, that shit was
better
the
rethink
best
this
shit.
situation.
I
Is
would
that
eat
what
shit
creates the butts?
all the time? All the time. It was so good.
So listen.
So good. And then
listen.
I learned later what it was. And it ruined it for me.
How do you
Yeah,
say
things
And
German?
I
have been
still
ruined for
try to
me.
eat it because it really is good,
How
but
do you
now
say-
they don't make it the way they used to make.
How do you say German Shepherd in Spanish?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo.
You know what? You know what got ruined for me, but I got
But
back
we
on
don't
it.
serve perro.
Caesar dressing because
Who?
Caesar dressing
Oh.
because she told me there was anchovies in it, and then I didn't eat it for like 2 years.
It's like one anchovy in a whole like vat.
I hear,
You
right?
need to
I don't eat
stop.
Caesar anyway.
Get
but
over it.
So here's a good one. You talk about not knowing.
Like
to
if
eat.
you love something like that and
Nah.
you find that it's one thing you don't
There's
eat,
a
you
roach
love
in
it. You already enjoyed it.
There's a roach in there, yo. Don't eat it. But
Nah,
listen,
that's
It
a
has
whole
the
nother
crunch.
yes,
Nah.
there's a roach crunch.
That's a whole
What was that? A roach? Yeah, just one. But anyway, yo, here's a good one. So we're in Spain, right now. Okay, so I had just watched a documentary
Oh boy, what kind?
of them killing horses.
Oh, geez.
Because
Okay.
over there it was like eating horse meat was big, you know.
Over here too. They just stopped.
Well, I don't really know the horse meat eaters head paws. But, yo,
You do because Burger King got caught serving horse
Yeah,
meat
they
to
did.
a lot of people.
But where?
So
That was
if
a
you
lot,
ate,
But how many
Burger
years
King-
It
What
wasn't
was that?
straight. It wasn't straight horse burger.
I
but
was gonna say within 5 years.
but you know we
Yeah,
would
they-
have had to know.
They cut it with
Oh,
some
yeah, there
horse.
was articles.
Yeah, it
They
was.
told us.
It was like a meatball. It was like some beef and a little bit of horse.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat
Stick
no
it
horse.
together.
I wasn't eating this at that time. But here's the thing I wanted to say. So we're in Spain. I just watched the document. So for those who don't know, when you're in Europe and different parts or whatever, if the TV is not in English, the channels, one thing that's always going to be in English is CNN, right? And you be doing some shit, man. Smoking a blizzard in a hotel room, eating some food, chilling,
horse and
watching
and
CNN.
lamb.
You know what I mean?
I
That-
mean, and
I don't
sheep.
know, not me. So listen, this is what's popping, right? So we did the show, and a lot of times they give you a buyout, plus they give you a meal, whatever, But we're having dinner and it's lasagna, and I'm like, cool. They got vegetable and they got meat lasagna. So you're gonna choose the meat lasagna, mostly if you're not. This was before all that. I'm vegan.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is way before then. So
Guess you're not eating this.
yeah, you know what I mean? So all of us are sitting with the lasagna. Funny that shit's the man. My man Gordon, shout out biggest Gordon. He's eating it. He's like, yo, this is good. But this is horse, son. I said, yes, man. I said, come on with that bullshit. Like, all of us froze, right? When we all
I'm
had
sure you
we all
did.
had to train.
It was like-
and he ate anything. That the dude. We went to all kind of restaurants. I learned so much different foods around the world with Gordon, man. And now he has his own catering thing. But he said, that's horse, son. I said, but you eating it like that? He's like, yo, it's mad good, right? So he's like, I said, okay. So I said to the dude, and I'm telling you, those when you gotta wait till you see the movie. But those when you see the movie, you'll see Big Show. Any reaction that you see, whatever, that's really how it was going down. And I'll be like, yo, come here for a minute. Yo, is this horse me? He said, and he, and all the time when you ask questions a lot too, people's first responses are, right? I'm trying to tell you, right? Motherfucker, I asked you if that was horse, right? So then me,
Maybe he didn't.
hey, but yo,
Not everybody speaks English.
but here we go. This is how I communicate all over the world. That's just how I always did. So you don't speak English, motherfucker, right?
Yeah.
So now it's like, is this this me saying this to him. And then he goes like, oh, yeah. I said, oh, damn. Give me that apron. Come closer.
I'll be like,
Right?
you sure?
I said, come close with that apron. I never ate it.
No.
And when he got closer, I said, yo, tell them what you just told me. Right? He's like, it's horse, whatever he said. I said, I told y'all, man. And so everybody pushes, and everybody's ordering the and I forgot to I jumped the part. I was watching the CNN show of how they kill horses for this horse meat consumption. Yo, it was wild.
I don't want to know.
Yo, it was wild.
Sure.
They put him. They walked him into this skinny shit, like where it's just they can't turn to do nothing. Yeah. And it was I hate to say it, I'm not even gonna say nationalities or whatever, but it was a bunch of these short little dudes, right? And they jump on the top and had that little, they were electrocuting them, right? You know what I'm saying? Like right? And they just dropped. And I'm looking at this shit like, wow, they doing this for horse meat. And then they had the mallet joint. The big mallets. I'm
She's covered her eyes. I was showing up.
Yo, this ain't Peter. No, but I'm saying,
yo. See him doing any type of mannerism that remotely resembles what they're doing.
They had the mallet procedure.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, I'm really watching this, man. I'm like, this is these dudes' job.
Let's be real.
And they lead these nice horses that look like they can still walk and do everything. They lead his ass into the thing, and then your man does the full arm and hammer joint. Like they go, wow, and that motherfucker's out of there. I'm like, then they eating this. So back to the other part, we push all the damn meat, the horse meat.
All animals get killed in some kind of way like that.
But damn, that mount. Yo, you watch the electrical?
I know. But I have an idea of where you're talking about that it's being filmed at, and
eat them, it should be
what's going on over there is they don't have any respect or rules or anything.
The biggest horses, they're walking right in that skinny shit, right? And they're like, then they drag them out. But here's the thing. So we push all the horse meat lasagnas to the middle of the table, and we all order vegetable lasagnas, right? But we had one member.
You're like, this vegetable lasagna is made from paralyzed horses.
No, from their mane. But listen, it's from the mane, the bone that's underneath the mane in the back. But listen, so there's one of us in the crew who ate about 3 of those horse meat joints. So you know, for the rest of the tour, you know he got. So
what I want to know is,
for me, I ate about 3
this already happened to you once before. You didn't learn your lesson. The first question would have been, "What kind of meat is this?"
Yeah, from now on.
After that first experience, you should have been like, "What kind of meat is this?"
But you know what? I didn't taste it. So
that's what happens when you assume.
But when I was with my, I just knew before I'm about to eat it. Dude is the one telling me, like, "Yo, that's horse meat." You know what I'm saying? I would have been halfway through, and that wouldn't have been a good.
But like, why did you tell me that when I ordered it?
You know, because that's all they were saying. We have
people will give you anything. This is such a smaller scale. But remember when we first started dating and went to the Skyline in New York City, and we got a pretzel. This guy gives us a pretzel. It's a huge ass hair on it, right? Huge,
oh my god!
Huge ass hair, right? And we're like, this has a hair, and he goes, oh, okay. And he's like, he didn't care.
He's like, put it back.
So yeah, he took it.
The next person.
He gave us another one, took it, and put our one that we took out. Touched.
Yeah, I can't fuck with it.
Then he put it back.
Yo, I was at a place.
Dude, it was so big, it was comical. It was like the long, thick black hair.
I saw.
See, things like that gross me out.
One time we were in a speaking of that, we were in a restaurant, and the waitress comes over to take the order. I noticed, armpit odor.
Oh,
right? Boom! This shit is real as real can get.
You're home girl.
So I'm trying to be smooth about it, like, excuse me. Once I realized that the funk is incredible, I was like, yo, can we get another waitress, please? And she's forming like whatever she said. I am your waitress. I said, listen, can we please get another waitress? Get the manager or something. I'm the waitress. Said, what do you want? Like she's like that. I said, listen, you fucking stink. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I was like, you fucking stink. Get the manager, please. Yeah. So then when he came over, I'm telling him, yo, man, you can't have people working here like that. That's crazy. Taking my food. Imagine, dude, the worst body, BO.
Yeah, like, your food comes and you're like, there's no onions on this, is there?
Not at all.
And you'd be like, no, that's me.
That's soup. Yo, it was that bad, DL.
That's the extra sauce
that shit was that bad. That's why I was like,
I ordered no onions.
And then you also, when it's horror like that.
If you work around food, you can't be smelling.
But
you work with someone like that. You told me a long time ago.
But listen, here's the part with me though. With that, when I smell it like that you're serving me, you know that all those motherfuckers working with you. Like everybody work with you. Gotta smell that.
Someone should have said something.
Come on,
I had
man.
someone who I worked with.
No, they don't gotta say that. It's speech for itself.
No, I had someone that I work with that, they had body odor, and the customers were complaining about it.
Yeah, you get that.
So I went to the managers. I'm like, no, you're not gonna say something to her. You're just gonna let her walk around. I'm like, people are not gonna want to come in here. Like, I'm sorry, no one wants to eat and smell BO.
Nah.
Who wants to do that?
Bad, man.
Because if that was the case, restaurants would be in bathrooms.
That's just even ordering. That's just even ordering it, but knowing that this motherfucker smells like horror.
Restaurants would be in bathrooms.
And she was mad too. I know, huh?
That's so gross.
Yeah.
No, like.
Yo, before we get off of that, speak of food in the bathrooms. No, so I'm at a Japanese restaurant in Japan.
Oh,
right?
God, Big Show, what now?
I guess I'm in a Japanese restaurant in Japan. Wow, okay. So
That makes sense.
I know,
That
right?
makes sense.
So they say I need to use the bathroom. So I go to the bathroom and do. So if anybody even knows about this, they probably do. They have these toilets that are in the ground, but they're long. Like, you squat and you hold on to these bars on the side.
It's like a squatty potty without the squatty potty.
Yeah, and
You're just
so
supposed to use your gravity.
Yeah, you're holding. Well, the toilet's based on gravity too. That's why
Yeah.
But this thing is low.
Supposed to like spot and pot.
So listen, I go in the bathroom and I'm like, yo, I can't. What am I supposed to do?
My body just
Like,
can't.
I didn't even know that. I mean, I was young. You could, but I'm like, nah, because like that's a concentration joint. I ain't trying to like take a shit hole.
He's like, I don't want to fall.
Plus, I know definitely not that. So then when I come out, everybody's fucking laughing because like the crew knew that there was the regular one next to it, but
they did you dirty.
Being funny. The dude who worked there was like, yo, the bathroom's there. And I came out first, I was like, yo, I can't use it. And then I see them laughing and shit. I'm like, dog, if anybody ever seen those kind of things, you guess what? If you gotta,
You're gonna.
yo, I done went in the bathroom, see motherfuckers sitting in the urinal. So I mean, I fucking.
I'm very shy to
Yo,
go to public restrooms.
It was bad, D.
I will avoid
I
it.
said, motherfucker, you in the wrong way.
Bro, when I moved, this
No.
stuck with me forever. When I moved here from New York, I was like old, like a kid, but I was
He said he was old looking.
I know.
not old looking. I said old, like 12 years old,
Yeah, it was
right?
crazy, man.
So I go 12 years old. I go into the bathroom at the school in the high school. I mean, in the school, and there's a kid pissing at the urinal. He has his pants down by his ankles, and he's holding his shirt up like
Man,
this.
you fucked up. Yeah, you
12 years
How
old.
do
I
you
thought
not
that
know
was.
instinctively that
I
that's
thought
wrong?
that shit was crazy.
You can't unsee that.
I see that guy. That's 30 years ago. I see that guy from time to time around, and that's the only thing I think of is him standing there holding his shirt up.
Hey, you feel like some good laughs? Hey, you want to go to the bathroom together?
Dude, my nephew's 12 years old, and he's big.
No,
you know what I mean?
that's like almost a grown person.
Yeah, that's 12 years.
That's why you don't touch little kids, you weirdos.
Yeah, shit. At 12 years old, I might have just started letting my sons go in the bathroom by themselves.
Yeah.
I used to bring them and my daughter. I bring them in my shit. Like,
No one's at home telling him, son, you don't need to do that.
Nah, I mean, sometimes the hoe is in you, but you can't help it.
Oh boy.
But it's anyway.
That's not
Yeah,
funny,
it's that time of the week, I think.
Yeah, man, it is, man. It's that time of the week.
Wow, it feels different when he's here.
Hey, I know, right?
I got like super excited.
It's that time of
What's
the
he gonna
week
say?
when he leaves. What do we eat? No,
That time of the week is way better than that time of the month. Speak on it, Tanya.
come on, man.
Mind your business.
Yeah, you know? What are you doing down there? No. What are you even doing
Someone's
down there?
trying to get stabbed.
Yo,
You trying.
what are you even doing down there? You know what time of the month this is. What's going on?
It's my time of the month.
What are you doing down there? I'm filming those. Oh my God.
Oh, he's killing
Boom.
himself.
Oh no, I wanted to pound this, but then
Can you breathe? Are you choking?
Are you
I'm
choking?
just making sure.
No.
We gotta ask those
no,
questions.
it's you asking Diamond D those questions. He said, "Speak up," and then you're like, she's like, "Yo, so what do you?"
Did you
I
hear?
didn't talk that low. I
Let's
thought
talk
I
about
was
something
yelling,
real
'cause
quick.
I'm
No, here's the
always
funny
yelling.
part when you said he said something, and she was like you're female, I'm smooth mode or whatever, and she goes, "Man, let's round." Oh my.
I don't know what.
Watch when he runs it back. He's gonna see you go. He's gonna say, "I can't hear you." You're gonna.
What was I supposed to say? What do you mean you can't hear me?
That's what you normally would say. You know what I'm saying?
No, I wouldn't say that.
I like how you guys. He was like, I can't hear you when you guys going closer to these mics.
I know,
These
I
mics have
know.
nothing to do with.
I don't even know.
It was just so funny. But yeah, so it's about that
Sorry,
time.
we're not as smart as you, Mr. Audio Engineer.
You know what? remember that sickness that was around a while ago. You're not allowed to talk about.
Yes, I do. I know what you're saying.
That kind of fucking ruined a lot of things, and one thing it ruined is concerts. Now all these venues are, if the show doesn't sell out a month before the show, they have no faith anymore in people showing up to these things last minute to buy tickets.
That is true though.
It's been happening everywhere. Currently, it happened here in Boston with Cormega, but here is where it really happened in Boston. The Ice Cube, Cypress Hill, 2 Chainz, Scarface, Twista show has been canceled.
But what did they cancel today? Because I heard it yesterday that was going on.
Yeah, it hasn't been announced.
Snoop's coming too.
Snoop's going to the.
But I just heard that yesterday about the show.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that's what Master did. They canceled today.
Yeah. No, they told me about this like 5 days ago, but
they haven't told the people yet.
Well, I think they stopped selling tickets and probably refunding. I'm not sure. I know that they. Yeah.
I swear, I just heard that shit yesterday. Ice Cube and Cypress.
Well, let's just say this then. Mm-hmm. I know that I think I'm 100% sure the entire show is canceled, but Cypress Hill is 100% not performing at the show.
Maybe they'll tell people in a couple of days. But
I think if you bought your tickets, you probably were refunded.
You probably got an email.
But yeah, so I just wanted to shout out that because shit is stupid and it's about that time of the week.
It's about that time of the week, man. Well, it's that time of the week. What are you doing down there?
That was like a Puerto Rican goodbye. That was like 5-10 minutes ago.
What's the Puerto Rican one? Because I know that Irish one is turn around and leave. What's the Puerto Rican one?
The Puerto Rican one is you say goodbye and then you start talking and then you say goodbye again to like almost everybody and then that could go on for almost like an infinity loop. But that's like the Puerto Rican goodbye. Like you start to say goodbye and you leave like 30 minutes to an hour later.
Yeah, see, that's wild.
The black saying goodbye, then in that case, it's just going outside for another hour and a half still talking.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so it's similar. You know? Makes sense, right? That's even longer. Except
for there's one kid that I know that he could go on for days and we both know him.
That's the guy that doesn't get invited to the barbecues anymore.
That dude, that's
I'm gonna put it on blast for the Irish folks. This is how you do it right here. Ready? That's how I do it. You walk around the party real quick, acting like you're looking for something that you're going to continue to be at the party with. Hey, where's the ice? Sugar, where's the ice at? Where's the ice over here? I need some ice. Hold on a second. Hey, over here, then you walk, then you just fucking leave.
Ow. What happened? Somebody told me about that. That's how I even knew. They like, I said, "Damn, you just left." Oh yeah, I did Irish goodbye. I said, "Well, okay." Yeah. But this week, stupid as hell.
Stupid.
We come from Purple Madness. You know what I'm saying?
It's an eggplant over here.
You know what it is? A thief is caught after robbing a bank 2 days, the same bank 2 days in a row. Wow. So
desperation.
They say criminals are always returned to the scene of the crime.
Hold on.
No, it's all good.
What happened?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
So did you catch that?
Yeah, we got it.
All right. They say criminals always return to the scene of the crime, but a bumbling California bank robber didn't even wait the day before. He came back to the branch he allegedly had knocked over already. Samuel Brown, 33, was busted after he tried to rob the same Fountain Valley Chase Bank 2 days in a row. The San Diego resident took off with a large amount of cash after he slipped a stick-em-up note to a teller at the New Hope Street Chase Bank at 3 p.m. Monday. That's what the police had stated. But the dough apparently wasn't enough for Brown, so he decided to come back the next day. And this time he comes back, and robbed the bank again. Police arrived around 11:15 a.m. and arrested him without incident. According to the release, Brown had an outstanding arrest warrant and a rap sheet that included previously robbery convictions in San Diego, and as police said, he's being held on $170,000 bail. Thanks. Now here's the crazy thing. I don't know what you've been told, but I robbed a lot of souls. But listen,
if you're a bank robber,
right?
If you're a desperate bank robber, right. I don't think you know anyone that has $17,000 to put up for the whatever the percentage you have to put up for the bail.
I mean, I pray
because you're definitely a runner. You're definitely gonna run. You're up. You know what I mean? Nope. So
I think it's crazy because
tough one. You got to sit in there for a while.
You know, I can't see somebody going to rob something, especially a bank, the same one 2 days in a row. It was so easy, he couldn't believe it. And then I know how sometimes people outsmart themselves.
Yeah.
So they're sitting somewhere saying, you know what, they wouldn't even expect me to come back the next day.
Yeah.
You know, and then it's drug related.
That's when they're drug related for sure. But that's when they're most on point they'll ever be. Was that day, the day after they get robbed? Is that
day? Kept going, but
like
no.
September 12th, 2001. Those motherfuckers were on point.
and because guess what? I'm gonna go back when they should have just kept walking.
Stupid.
So this week, stupid as hell is Samuel Brown on that hunt. While you're waiting for someone to come get you out on that $170,000 bail,
I think so.
you're gonna think about, damn, I went to rob a bank 2 days in a row, the same one.
Greedy.
I must be stupid as hell.
$170,000. It must be had a gun. He must have tried with a gun.
Well, they said he had a stick 'em up note. A stick 'em up note.
No.
And yo, you know.
That's heavy bail. That's a lot of.
Oh no, man. But I guess what, Samuel Brown, you are this week's stupid as hell.
All right, that was good. 77.
On that note, 77's in the books.
Double seven.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, or double hockey sticks.
Oh.
Whatever it is.
HE double hockey stick.
Remember that, huh?
Yeah.
Gee, we be on top of shit, y'all, for real. See, I have returned to the basement in the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's been a while. We'll have to go back and look to see how long it's been.
Because, like, we're chilling right now, but I remember when we used to be like a panel. This is cool, but I remember when we were a panel.
Yeah.
We'd be like side by side.
Yeah.
And I'll go, ask him what's for dinner. And she'll say, what's for dinner?
It originally started from an angle.
Oh, we had
to the
mad
side,
angles up in there.
and Tanya wasn't even on screen.
Right.
It would
Yeah.
pop to her only.
Right.
Yeah.
I was like the stepchild that
You were
that
like Robin.
They didn't want, but they.
What's your name,
accepted.
Robin?
This thing changed. This thing, does that door even open?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know I haven't been in a while.
That's where the prostitutes
I
are.
probably was one of
That's where they hide them.
There is a hole in there in the ground.
Why's there a hole in this wall next to this toilet?
Now who's our man who escaped? Who escaped from prison?
Figure it out.
On with the drugs.
Those are the choices in life.
El Chapo?
Yeah, man. Hey, yo. Speaking before we get out of town, man. Listen, that shit was still like one of the most ridiculous, elaborate, crazy shits.
Yeah.
And in the way when they tell the story, each night when he went to bed, he dug a little bit more until he made the hole.
It's got to be a tough one for those guys. Now he's in America and secure in America, but it's got to be tough for the people who do interact with him. I'm not sympathetic for him, but the guard who doesn't interact with him, and he sees El Chapo, and El Chapo's like, "I know your mom's address.
Yeah.
She lives on 6th Street in Wilmington." You know what I'm saying? And just imagine that. Be like, "Oh man, is this guy gonna kill my mom?"
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Just think about the thing of it when I was speaking of the intricacy of that whole thing. The fact that you seen that they got on those two little they got on motorcycles and drove all the way out of this shit.
He
man.
disappeared through a toilet.
That shit was crazy, and you know it's real. It's not like you're watching some fake shit.
It really did happen.
He was this dude during the night in the prison, which he had dudes on the outside making this tunnel for however long it took.
Long time.
You know what I mean? And it was good. It had light.
Yeah.
This shit was like big.
They were like, we doing it right.
Bro, and like they dug underground and they made it to his cell.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
even know what.
like how
They
do
have
they
to
know?
go through
Like,
more
they have to
stuff.
look at the blueprint. You have to look at the
And the
blueprints
architectural
and
engineering
you know what I mean,
plans.
and just do it by the foot. Be like,
You
all
know
right, well, they're down there with blueprints, being like, oh, we gotta go this way, just a smidge.
I believe you said it right because guess what? On the other side of the coin, so people who were in there or made this joint or whatever, he has access to them as well.
Yeah.
Okay, what you're going to do is provide us with this so and so, and they're like, I mean, if anybody ever seen it, Al Chapo that escaped, whatever. You see that little tunnels with the motorcycle, and they weren't little as hell. It was enough to be like right out of that motherfucker to freedom. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That was something else. But anyway, man, listen. Episode 77 is in the books. We appreciate y'all, man. As always, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them. And then, as we grow, we glow. And one more thing I got to tell you, still pay attention. At this point, we dropped a new song today, Make a Baby. The video by no video to that. This is the musical one. But then also the video Us, man. Let us know what you liked it or what have you. And
Sex on the Couch is out right now.
Sex on the Couch too for all those who want to.
It's everywhere.
And if you haven't tried it, try it.
You can see it on Instagram, Facebook, the whole video.
Everywhere.
Big Shug Gangstar on Instagram. You can see the whole video right there. You don't have to go anywhere.
That's it. You don't have to go anywhere. And by now you probably see Us. Yeah,
that's kind of the wave now. It sucks for you for like, it sucks for. This is why it sucks that when I think you should do it because a lot of people follow you there and they don't know about here or they don't know about there. So just show it where they can see it. But on when it comes down to the collective view for the video, you're never really gonna know because it's here, it's there, it's on this app, it's on that app.
That's why I really don't like.
Back in the day, it was only YouTube. You could only see it on YouTube. Yeah. So these videos back in the day were like 20,000 views overnight. You know what I mean?
My son said that too because. Like it's even like the digital platform with the release of certain songs and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll be over here, it'll be over here, over here. And like Big Shug, it's easily a couple of million views out of everything that's over the years for songs with Gangstar and myself. Some they're
probably more than a couple million.
Probably because it's
on
everywhere.
YouTube. On YouTube, there's there's a lot.
And I see them and I'm like, man,
because we have.
I had no knowledge of that.
We have, I don't know, 800,000 maybe of rapping views.
But I have no. That's what I'm saying. I have no knowledge.
That's just me and you on my channel.
Yep. If I had a new back then that they're like, yo, you take control of this YouTube shit. We're popping right now. Period. Like you know what I mean? But I didn't know that. So
like this is impossible to know. Like really, the final numbers of the Danger Zone podcast is impossible because it gets picked up to so many apps.
And then I think after it comes. When it gets to a point, then that's when you start to see, like, just like in me now, I know, like, I'm like, oh, all right, so, but even with what I'm doing now, so it's new to some, what have you, but then it's still, you can see the curiosity of people, like, checking it out, you know what I mean? Like, especially on the Sex on the Couch that's out there now.
Well, it's new if you never heard it, too.
Right.
Like, the intro of this show right here that you're listening to or watching, is a song that me and Big Shug did in 2004 that we lost track of, and then we when we came up with the name of the podcast, we were like, what should it be? I was like, I don't know. Our first song was called, the first thing we ever collaborated on was a song called The Danger Zone, and then we just like called it that. So when we drop the song, maybe we won't call it The Danger Zone. I don't know. Just so it's not confusing.
Come around.
That song is dope.
Come back around like a boomerang.
I'm still waiting for him to like complete and do the vid so we can come through.
So
we appreciate y'all though.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for listening.
I'm about to say something crazy, like I'm about to make like Salt Dash. What does that mean? How about this one?
I'm about to make like Dame and Dash.
Oh, hey, how about this one? I'm gonna make like a rash and break out. That's a good one. All right, man, we out of here, man. Peace. Appreciate y'all.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on the regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on the regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure them. Hard eyes.